I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is Anshu Sharma. He is co-founder and CEO at Skyflow. Anshu, it's wonderful to have you here. Thanks for joining me today.
Of course, it's a pleasure.
Now, I'm excited to talk with you, but before we do that, just a quick note to viewers, this interview is for informational purposes only. The NYSE doesn't recommend any investments or investment strategies. All right, so Anshu, tell me about Skyflow.
So Skyflow is a company built on a very simple concept. We know that when we engage with businesses today, it's not just a sporadic relationship where you buy an airline ticket and go away. Relationships with companies are now relationships for life. You become a frequent flyer member, you file your taxes with TurboTax, you do business with multiple different entities, whether it's in the life of your business or even as a consumer through COVID and everything else, you have to give your COVID ID and social security number to so many entities. And our economy basically now runs on data and sharing that data back and forth. And there's really two ways to solve that problem. One is to not share the data,
Right.
but if we did that, then NYSE here wouldn't exist. We need to be able to share data, but we need to build infrastructure that can enable us to trust that, right? We don't want to be able to just share the data and wonder what happened. So Skyflow is very simple. We built a data privacy vault to help companies protect sensitive data.
Okay, all right, so talk to me about the Data Privacy Vault. What is that exactly?
Sure, I'll start with an analogy or an example. So imagine you filing your taxes every year, you probably use some online software, you give them a social security number, you're giving them a credit card number, date of birth,
Right.
and they don't really do anything with it. It goes to the IRS. Guess what? The IRS already knows your social security number, right? So what's happening here? Well, all we need to do is actually verify you. So are there different ways of doing that? Yes, there are. Using modern technology, we can actually polymorphically encrypt your data, which simply means we can encrypt data in a way such that you can share it, they can verify it, they can use it, they can send you text messages, they can ask you if you have COVID, don't have COVID, without having that data be exposed. And so if you did that, you can basically prevent a lot of these breaches that we keep hearing about again and again. And the most important thing is we don't want to protect the data just for the sake of it. We want to protect the data so that businesses like ICE, right, can actually use the data to serve us, whether it's our healthcare, financial services, or what have you.
Okay, all right. So now talk to me about your recent market momentum.
Well, it's been great because we started this company 4 years ago, and prior to this I worked at Salesforce and Oracle, and I've been through some of these journeys before. And in the last few years, it's really been a game changer, both because of regulatory impact, both in Europe and globally. More and more countries have laws around what you are allowed to and not allowed to do with data. More countries have laws around where you can actually store it. There are GDPR and compliance requirements. And what we've seen is the fines have gone from millions of dollars to hundreds of millions of dollars. So companies like Twitter paid $150 million, Facebook paid billions of dollars in fines. That has changed the mindset of the businesses from saying, you know what, if I lose your social security number, I'll give you that $5 credit reporting service, right? We've all been through that experience.
Yeah.
Instead, they are now taking data privacy seriously. They want to make sure that your data doesn't land in the wrong hands because nobody wants to pay $1 billion fine. So as a result, we've seen a change, and that has really accelerated our growth beyond our wildest imagination. We've raised $70 million from leading investors, and now we are over 100 people. We have customers like IBM, and all the way down to startups like Nomi Health and others.
All right, now you also have partnerships with Visa and Snowflake. Tell me about those.
So yeah, I think if you think about what does Snowflake do? Snowflake enables the data economy, right? The tagline for NYSE and ICE is you guys enable the data economy, and the infrastructure for that comes from companies like Snowflake. But to do that, you need to be sure that the data doesn't contain any sensitive data. If it has things like phone numbers, that they're protected, only the right people have access to it. So we've partnered up with Snowflake, we've partnered with Plaid, we've partnered with Visa to make sure that as businesses use products like Snowflake or IBM's products, they know for sure that sensitive data is always governed, always protected, and they can feel safe. At the end of the day, we are selling trust.
selling trust. Okay, well, wonderful to talk with you, Anshu. Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.